folks. Welcome to another episode of
RyCanTopMyKnee. No, 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 no.
รายการต่อไปนี้
I'm Jonathan.
and I'm Kevin, and we are a boys love podcast that talks about our fave shows and all the press and mess around them. Jonathan, we did something special this afternoon
Did
just
we?
before we
Did
got on
we?
here. Yes, yes. What did we
Yes.
do, honey? Yes, 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 yes.
Oh my God, listeners are like turning this shit off now immediately. We have a little bonus episode coming out soon
Woo, 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 woo,
with a
woo, woo, woo,
certain
woo,
cast of love that you'll
woo,
that you'd love to hear and you'd love to know.
woo.
So stay
Yes,
tuned,
we
stay tuned.
stay tuned. It probably will come out within the next couple of weeks. So gird your loins. Gird your
Right, gird
loins.
your loins, and I need to get on my computer and edit
Yes.
that. But stay tuned. It was really
Yes.
fun.
It was very fun. We love the folks from Love Cast. They love us. So it was a lovely cast. So it was great. Um, Also, Jonathan, should we mention, because I don't think we talked about this last week, but we do have an event coming up June 5th in Chicago. So your boys will be in Chicago with Boys Love, co-hosting an event that is being planned by QL in the city. Um, Now we have a name for the event. Should we go ahead and say the name of the event?
Yes, we should.
So it
Drum
goes, but buy
roll.
one, even two, buy two,
A
everybody in the club come show you how you do. Pawn the reset. So pawn the reset.
Pond the
Okay.
reset.
The reset. Okay, so pretty much we're playing off the name of Pond because Pond is going to be in Chicago for some dates with
June
folks.
6th and 7th, he's going to be in Chicago, and we will
Right.
also be in Chicago on June 5th to do a little pre-Pond
Pawn the reset.
festivities, Pond the reset. Since Pond was in the show Reset, and
Get it? Get it? Pawn the reset. Yes, and it's gonna be a Y2K themed, so dress in that era
appropriately, when he flew back into his younger self in the
in
show,
the late 90s, early
and
2000s.
he had
That's
that
what we want to
hair,
see.
he had that old
Hmm.
phone, he had that
Yes.
Walkman.
Yes, we need you to have an old phone too.
Bring your old self.
Yes. And if you were born in that time, just look at people who were in middle school and high school at that time. So anyway, it should be
Anyway.
fine. More details will be coming out slowly but surely,
hmm
probably by the end of this week. So if you're following us on Instagram or TikTok, same with if you're following QL in the city and Boys Love, you will see all the
We'll be posting
info
all the
there.
details.
Yes. Yes, it will be a fun time for sure. So we're hoping all of you who are listening would be able to join us for some BL fellowship.
hmm
Amen. So, um,
Amen.
amen. Anyway, before we get to word on the tweet, make sure to like and subscribe before you lose your big back bottom status.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Before your back shrinks.
Yeah. You don't want to lose your big back bottom status if that's what
hmm
you are. Okay. Anyway, let's get to word on the tweet.
Word on the tweet.
Woo,
So, a lot has happened this week. I feel like so much has
woo,
happened. We go,
woo.
we gotta start first with Mundi just had their big Mundi Land 3 event.
Oh.
Where they have all their artists go on stage. They do the
Mm.
same kind of thing as like Love Out Loud, where there's like
Hmm.
performances by all the boys.
Mm.
Did you watch any clips?
No.
You didn't see some on the server? I was dragging some. We were dragging some low key.
So I saw the links pop up on the server. I didn't watch them because I've been knee deep in a lot of things. So
Oh,
most of the stuff you're telling
she's been
me,
racking top
I've
my
been
knee deep in some things.
I have been deep in shows and work because I have a
Okay.
day job.
All right, Mr. Day Job. Well, let
Yes.
me catch you up to speed. We
Yes,
had
please
like
do.
a bunch of solo performances. We had some group performances. I didn't know that Tommy, from Jimmy Tommy, Tommy can
Mm.
sing. He did like a couple great
Really?
performances. Yeah. He did like a song with
Wow.
Kang. He did a song with like a whole band, with some other
Oh.
boys. I was like,
So
good
he
for
wasn't
you.
pulling like, because we know a lot of the people at Jam MTV, they have the concept of singing.
There was a lot of concepts. Wait, just hold on. There was a lot of concepts happening here.
Oh,
To speak of one, there was like one performance where they had like a lot of the tops in Dumundee do like a sexy boy dance together. Kind of like how Ken Porce did that, where they had all the boys like hump the ground and do like a.
yeah, but with Ken Porish, it made sense. Why is Dumundie doing that when they have boring and long ass sex scenes
Woo!
typically?
Well, they did that here too. They
Oh
had
Lord.
they had like a bunch of the bottoms in the shows too. They also like did a whole dance routine. There was twerking.
Did
Things
the
may or
twerk
may
need
not
some
be
work?
movie. They yeah.
So it wasn't a twerk, it was, just
It was a
it was
gyration. It was a
was it even a gyration? Like, were they throwing it in an octagon? Was that what was happening? In a
it,
triangle?
yup, it wasn't a twerk, it was a
Wasn't a
try.
circle. Yeah, they tried.
It was a big try.
Mm,
But I think like the highlights were like first one did a really good song with a cover with Nunu. They did
mm.
like a K-pop cover. There's a lot of K-pop covers.
Okay.
Did a Beyonce Crazy in Love cover in this like kitty outfit, this black like
Did he do
leather
the
kitty
crazy booty
outfit.
shake, which is the iconic dance to that song?
He was shaking something. His
Did the shake need some work?
He was having butt pad allegations. Let's say that. But it was fun to see. It was fun to see it. And then like towards the end they had all their like little the past week they've been announcing their little mascot kids all week. So now every couple also has their own babies. So we all sing, we all
Wow.
dance, and we all have kids now.
Well, it's something that I am glad that I missed overall.
And you can always go back. Just wait. No, you can always take a peek.
We'll see if time allows.
Oh my. And there's one thing that dropped during the event. He said that he's keeping his role in Magic Lover.
Okay,
So
so
our gay witch
that's some big
show,
news. Yeah,
he's
that's some
still
big
going to
news.
be part of the Twink trio in that.
Okay.
So we just got to see who's going to replace Jimmy.
Yeah, since Jimmy's not going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm curious.
We'll see.
You
We'll
have any
see.
guesses of who it will be, or do you think they're just going to have a new person under Dumundie?
Am I right? I'm hoping it's like someone brand new. Give us like a big surprise.
Hmm.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Next
Anyway,
thing,
what else is happening?
so Pond,
Uh-oh.
he
And
had like a
which
little,
pond? Because we
oh
talked about Pond from Reset. So
yeah,
which pond
not
is
Pond
this
the
one?
Reset, Pond Narrowit from GMMTV.
Okay, from
He,
Pond Puen.
yeah, Pond
Hmm.
Puin. He had a fan event in Shanghai
Okay.
and was like low-key stalked all around by some young sasang
Oh
that was a
Lord.
minor. A
Oh
minor, she's a
Lord.
minor, following him around all around the city ever since the airport, ever since he landed.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
and so there's some like big commotion on Twitter, and Instagram because so like they weren't gonna let her into the fan event, I think, at first, but then like she threatened to like call the police and like made a whole big scene, being like, I'm gonna sue, like I'm gonna call the police on every single BL event that happens here, blah blah blah. And like unfortunately the event organizers were just like, all right, girl, have your photo with Pond and then get out. Like, I hate that they have to give in to her, but I don't
Yeah.
know. Like, this is insane for this entitled little girl to be doing.
Very entitled because I think she's what, 16?
I feel like she was like 16, yeah. Like, you're underage, you have all the money to be assassinating. You have to be rich, right? You have to have a good amount of
You have to
money in
have
your
some kind of
pocket
form,
to be
some kind of
following people,
funds. Yeah.
right? Who's supporting you to be following this man around everywhere or
And I
pay
think the
for
same
multiple
happened to S
whatevers?
too, right? Like it was Pond and then also S within the same week. I mean, different person, not the same Sasang, but another one, right?
That was like recently before. Oh, Est? I didn't hear about
Yeah.
Est.
This one, someone actually posted it in our Discord, which by the way, if you're not in our
Hmm.
Discord channel, you should be because it pops off in there, okay? The people are popping and they're popping more than allegedly they were doing at Dumundi. But someone did post this. Oh Lord. I just looked and I saw some of these videos shown. Like just the
Yes,
screenshot. I didn't
yes.
turn it on. I just saw the screenshot, but
Oh my God.
someone did mention
Something happened to Est. The last thing I remember something happening with Est was there was, I think someone's phone got stolen like at his fan meet
yeah,
somewhere
so
in like the Philippines, I think, or in.
so Est was swarmed in the Shanghai, I think it's supposed to be Shanghai airport. The situation was so bad that in the first video that you could see people were running behind Est, hence Est had to run as well. In the second video, the pushing was so much, Pico had to hold Est's hand to make sure he doesn't fall. The situation is not it. Consider as safety and privacy above everything else because the situation is bad. S team is posting on how bad the situation has gotten, and that should be a wake up call. So
That's why is this happening? We've been talking about people getting swarmed at airports in China for the
they did this
past
with the
year.
Revenge Love. They did
Revenge
this
Love
with those
Boys. It's happening
actors.
with the Sammy's Children's Day boys. It's happening with like it happened with the boys from that Omegaverse show. Like it's
Oh yeah,
and now it's happening to
AB.
our Thai
Yeah,
boys. Like, oh my God.
people. You
Police.
know, we said this again. So first of all, with little old girl, little girl,
Little girl.
with the pond thing, I would have been like, call the police, call them because you're stalking, and that is also criminal. You were stalking someone who is visiting China. Stalking is illegal. Last time I checked in China. So call the police. Call them. I would have
I
been like, call them. You not coming in.
hmm
Call them, girl. Call the popo. In fact, I'm the popo too. Call them.
we are the popo.
We are the popo. Call
For all these
them.
events that happen, I'm always just like, why is the police not involved? For like when people like attack these boys at the airport or like on the plane, I would have been like, in America, they would have shut that shit down immediately.
Well, also in the US, having the police present at a place where you have a lot of people of color is not a good look. And we know why. Okay.
But no one's
Right.
getting away with like
Yeah, but also people
attacking
in the
someone on
US
an
are
airplane
not,
in America.
yeah, they're not doing that here in the US. Like well, people who are getting attacked on the airplane are other Americans by other Americans, okay? But that's not something that seems to be happening with BL fans because I feel as if, at least in the US, currently the BL fandom here in the US has an understanding of boundaries at the very least. They understand that if you want access to these actors, to these actresses, it's something that you need to pay for. And that's
Hmm.
even with parameters that come with that. Because to my understanding, this 16-year-old girl, she did pay for that one-on-one picture, like long before. Like she was planning to go to this fan meet anyway. But
But you
instead
can't
of
wait
just
because
doing
now
the fan meet, she couldn't wait.
you're
Yeah,
breathing down his neck the past 2 days or whatever. Like,
right. It's like, girl, go find something to do. Go read a book,
stay
rewatch
in
the
school.
show, go
Stay
to
in school.
school. Like you got a lot of things that you could do up until the fan meet. And then go to the fan meet, scream his name out, whatever you want to do, throw your panties up, something, whatever you want to do. And then take your one-on-one and then leave it. That's it. Like, I don't understand what happened to decorum. What happened to,
Out the window.
yeah, like what happened to respecting boundaries? What happened to giving respect to people? Like, what happened? And it makes me wonder, it's like, if you're 16, who raised you? Like, this entitlement is a little crazy to me. You are not entitled to anyone's body but your own.
Even if you pay for
And
a
I,
ticket, it can always be refunded, mama. Just as
exactly,
fast.
exactly, exactly. And I think that's the what people need to realize, that you are only entitled to your body. Anything else is a privilege.
And put that on a t-shirt.
Period. Anyway, what else is going on?
And speaking of periods, so Change
Oh,
recently just put up a bunch of shows on Netflix. We got Pit Babe season one
mm,
and two are up on global
yes.
Netflix, or at least on
A
American
US nut.
Netflix.
Yeah, in the US Netflix, right. Mm-hmm.
And we got Goddess Bless You from Death as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
So if you haven't seen them and
if
you
you
have
really want to see some
Netflix and you live in the
Poopavel,
US,
want to see another BBB,
no, he not.
he a
He's like
contender for
lean.
BBB. Come
He is
on.
he is lean and muscular.
He two and a
He
half
not thick.
Bs?
He not thick and muscular like whom used to be. We'll
Still
get to that
is.
later. No, he's just lean and muscular because you know what? What's his name? Um, Poon is almost the same size as Pavel at this point. Pooh, yeah,
Pooh.
they like almost the same size, and Pooh is not that big. It's just
Nah.
that Pavel just has that resting bitch face.
Oh, you know
He's
what?
like,
Pooh Pavel, come into the podcast. Let's discuss how big your
yeah.
back
And I mean,
is.
there's nothing wrong with having a resting bitch face because sometimes you just do. And
You
that
don't.
actually
You
works
don't.
and that works in your advantage at times because that means people leave you alone. Okay. I'm
Me in New
pretty
York
sure
City.
Pavel is very nice because
He's super
something
nice.
tells
He does
me,
not have
yeah.
RBF. Pavel, come and defend yourself.
No, actually, people in the comments, let us know your thoughts regarding that.
Let us know your thoughts,
Let us
please.
know your thoughts. And speaking of thoughts, there's some thoughts that you have to talk about because we're going to go to our shows of the week.
Yes.
So, Jonathan, what are the thoughts in your show of the week? And I mean THOTS.
So my show of the week is Fake Fact Lips.
Oh, and there's thoughts in that show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thotties.
So that show is a new Japanese BL that just came out.
Mm.
Let me look up not the synopsis, but let me look at the synopsis
Yeah,
real
and
quick.
we briefly talked about it last week, but get into it because we only talked about it being a new show because it's only
Yeah, we
two
just talked about
episodes
it
out,
being a
right?
news show, but this show is low key kind of is really good. The first episode was
Oh.
really good for me. It's kind of like an office heated rivalry, where it's like these two boys have been like rivals with each other ever since high
Mm,
school, and then like one night, the rivalry just got a little too gay. You know what I mean? It went from,
mm,
we're rivals about the pitch deck at work to
mm.
whoever comes first loses.
Oh, oh, as in CUMS?
Uh-huh. Yup. As
Jesus.
in things as in squirty cream. Let's say that. Let's say
What?
that. Watch the first episode. It's really good.
Wow, that sounds
Both the
wet
boys
and
are really
wild.
cute. One of the boys is, I said Yusuke. He was in Mr. Unlucky Has No Choice But to Kiss, which was a really good show. But he was like the top in that show. Now he's the bottom.
mm-hmm.
So it's really cute. It's on Gaga and Aichi.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever you
Yeah, it
have,
is. It is. I did see it on both. It is going to be on my list to watch.
2 episodes are out right now. Watch it,
Yes.
watch it, watch it.
Yeah, I have that and the other Japanese one that came out the same time, the Naughty Fukumi. There we
This
go.
is 10 times better, 1,000 times better than Naughty
I
Fukami.
have heard because I heard that show is just smut and not in a good way.
And this is tasteful smut. No, no, this is not smut at all. This is not smut. It's just the first episode was a little, for those that love heated rivalry, it gave a little essence of that, you know?
Yeah. So if you want to get into instead of the A Canada, you want to go into the Ohio Gasimas,
Mm-hmm.
Japan. There you go.
There you go.
Um,
What's your
so
show of the
my
week?
so my show this week is also Japanese and it's Life in Smokey Blue. Um, I really like this show. I'm going to say for BL fans out there, it is not your typical BL in the sense that the characters are older. They're supposed to be late 30s, early 40s. They are unlike a lot of BLs where you have this element of self-discovery, right? In this case, they already know who they are. They already know that they are homosexuals. They already know
Homosexuals.
they met in the workplace and they had a hookup after a work event, one hookup. So they are grown adults and they are still hooking up with each other, but they're not a couple. They're navigating that amongst other things in life. For example, one of the pretty much what they're doing is they ran into each other one night at a bar. Believe it was kind of like a gay one. What's like, but it
Yeah, it
was
was
a
a gay
chill
bar.
like gay bar. And one of them in particular actually left the they both left the company they were working at and doing different things. Um one of them does translation work now for like books and all of that and wanted additional help for pay. And he was like, you could work with me, you have to come to my place and all of that. And that's what they've been doing. So as they're doing that, they also have their own life things that they're dealing with as well too. It feels very adult. And the
Mm-hmm.
pacing, I think for some people is a little slow, but now thinking about
Some
how my
people.
life is, like things look like they're fast for me if you're looking at my social media and stuff, but my day to day is usually it's actually pretty chill. Like the
Mm-hmm.
pacing is not on 24/7. It's like, okay, things get a little exciting over the weekend, but during the week it's like work, maybe talking with some people here and there, but it's pretty like, it's pretty slow paced. So it's like I can relate to the way things are going because I'm in that same age
In that
group.
same
So,
world. Yeah. I saw
yes.
the first episode and I was just like, I don't know. Maybe I was just really tired that day, but it didn't like hook me, you know?
Yeah, I would say when you get to the second episode, that's when you're like, oh, things start getting more interesting and you start seeing a lot of things. Um, and there's bits and pieces because also one of the characters is dealing with grief. So, which that usually adds another element on how people react, especially if it's grief for the loss of a parent and one that you didn't have that positive of a relationship with, you know.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, so there was a lot of that going on. But overall, I think it's a great show. It's well done. One of the actors is from Old Fashioned Cupcake,
Yes,
which
yes.
I also love that show. So I would say this is a show worth watching. Um, but you know what else? There are certain things that have just ended that we can get into. So why don't we get into that? Okay, doke. So for shows that just ended, one of them in particular is another Japanese show, Contrast, which is a high school BL that is available to watch on Gaga Ulala. And by the way, Life in Smokey Blue is also available to watch on Gaga Ulala. Totally forgot to mention that. Did you finish Contrast yet?
I did not.
Oh
I
boy.
sadly did not.
Yeah, it's only I finished it. I watched the finale. It is a beautiful show. It is a high school BL. It has some adult things that happen, which had me hooked, which makes it slightly
Which had
different.
me on the edge of my seat because I was like, oh my God,
Right,
who
right.
is this man? I don't care if that's your brother's friend. You are in high school.
And he's not. So yeah, I would say it is worth watching. It was really good. If you haven't seen it yet, you can binge it now. 8 episodes, each episode just around a half hour. And then the other one is Sammy's Children's Day, which I have not
You
started,
should
but now I
watch.
can
That show is
binge.
so good.
You
I've
did
been
say it was. You finished it.
yes. No.
So
I
now,
am
oh, you haven't finished it.
this no, I have not finished. I need to watch the finale.
Okay,
This weekend
okay.
has been so busy, but I am
Yes.
excited to see the finale. I'm sad it's over.
Mm,
We're all like everyone on Twitter has just been like season two, season two, season two, maybe.
mm.
Um, but this couple has been amazing together, so it'll be a good binge for you too. It's not too
Yeah.
long.
Yeah, because I think that one as well, each episode is under a half hour or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like 40-minute
Oh,
episodes.
so that those are typical hour length, just under that. Okay, that's
Yeah,
still
it's
fine.
it's China going through Hong Kong to knock this out. Well, it's supposed to be based about Hong Kong, I remember,
Yeah. Yeah, yes,
but
yes,
it's
I do
but not
remember.
really. Yeah, but it's a really
Yes.
good show. I'm gonna miss this couple because
Yeah.
they're so cute together, and that one
And
man is
also,
so fine as hell. They're both fine as hell.
yes, I saw. I saw.
Oof.
I will say with contrast, there looks like there might be a season two and then probably a movie to wrap up, just based on the way it
Ooh.
ended.
Ooh.
So because it ended with them, well, I'm not gonna say, but just I would say
And
based
with
on
them
that,
redacted.
redacted. So I do think that and if it does get a second season, I would watch it. So I would say that. Um but you know what? We got some new shows to talk about. Two of them. So, Enemies with Benefits, which is a
Yes.
new GL,
Hmm.
come came out actually as we record today, May 3rd, Sunday. Thai show. It's available on YouTube. I think only the first two episodes.
Sadly,
Um,
only the
and
first two episodes,
and then the whole series will be available on the 1D app, like the channel one, whatever that is
which we
called.
cannot even access. Like,
Right.
this
So in the US,
sucks.
we can't access it,
I really want to
unfortunately.
see this Janhei Jingjing's show because it has
Yeah.
Saizi and Kapuk as a side couple. I've been waiting to see them have a good story. Because I've heard that they don't end up together in other shows. So
If you're able to access it in your country, let us know.
enjoy.
Please do.
But
And
yeah.
enjoy, but let us know. The other show is Your Dear Daddy. That comes out May 9th on Saturday. That's the Saturday show on iQIYI, and it's also a Thai show. I remember seeing a little bit about this. Something tells me it's gonna be cheese ball. I just have that feeling.
The initial concept art in the trailer wasn't so cheesebally. It looked
Right.
more like spicy, like with what's his is this Fluke? Is his name also Fluke?
I think so. Yes.
Looking all like ooh sexy. And then now it's like we're in the country and
Yeah, it's
like what?
giving a bootleg version of My Sweetheart John. That's what it's kind of
And
giving.
hopefully this one didn't cost $1 million for a buffalo.
Right. Right. Um Also, another show that was supposed to come out, but it's not because it was supposed to come out May 5th. On Gaga Lala is Woo. Now, for those of you who know, there was a whole mess that happened, and we talked about it at length last week. So if you did not listen to last week's episode, you should open your ears, open your TV, open your whatever,
Open your
not your
YouTube.
hole, but go ahead and listen, watch what we said because we said a lot. We had a lot to
Hmm.
say. Now where Wu is going to be coming out other than Gaga Ooh La La beats me.
We have no
Hopefully
idea.
YouTube, GMM TV, hopefully there, but we won't know for now. Maybe if it's Netflix, that would be great. Um,
Yeah, they haven't
Otherwise, we
announced
have no idea.
anything.
They
So
haven't announced anything.
it might only just
Um,
be available in Thailand for the next couple weeks until they backlog for the rest of the world.
who knows? Which that would also be really sad. I mean, shame on GMMTV
For even
for
trying it with Gaga. Shame on
yeah,
Gaga, but also thank you for recognizing your mistake that you were like, you're right.
right.
We are a gay platform.
And
What are we
yeah,
doing?
overall, yeah, like we said, there are not a lot of spaces that are dedicated for queer folk. And, you know, we want to keep those places queer. And that's just it. Um, Inclusion, when we talk about inclusion, we're talking about mainstream inclusion because that's where we tend to still be excluded, right? I don't want to go too deep into what we said because we already belabored our opinions on Discord and last week.
Mm-hmm.
So again, go back and listen to it.
Because we got a
Um,
BBB to look at.
we do. So why don't we get into our first impressions of a certain show that came out last week? So, oh boy, our favorite Triple B is back, and we have things to say about the first couple episodes of Love and Silom. Jonathan, tell the people what's on your mind.
I love seeing UpPoom back on my
Me
screen.
too.
It
It's
feels
been a
so
year.
weird. It's been longer than a year.
Yeah, that's right,
My
because I
stand-in
think
was
my
like
stand-in was
2020.
2024.
Yeah, that felt like
Yeah,
yesterday, but that was 2 years ago already.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely. But yeah,
Boom.
what do you think? Well, actually, before you even get into your thoughts, why don't we go down with the synopsis of the show Love and Siloam?
Got you. Crit, a dutiful police officer hiding his past heartbreak and forbidden love, crosses paths with YU, a struggling young man raising his sister's child alone as a host. What begins as an
Mm,
act of rescue grows into a healing connection where two wounded souls find solace and love in each other. Beautiful.
mm.
And
And
of course,
I,
YU is played by Poom and Crit is played by Up.
mm, I'm actually liking the way the show is going. I'm already on episode 3. That's the most recent episode that's out. Jonathan didn't realize that they released episode 1 and episode 2 at the same time last week.
So I'm like halfway through two, but I'm still enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it. It's really
Yes.
good.
Yeah, and I would say episode 3 is what I think. I wouldn't say I wasn't hooked, but episode 3 definitely has me seated.
You wasn't seated after the first dildo throw in the first episode?
Because that was just silly. That was just silly,
To get knocked
like
out by a big
by a
black dildo?
dildo.
That was wild. I was like, oh,
Wild.
I'm seeing this on my screen uncensored. Like it wasn't pixelated.
That's fine. It's a dildo. It's not a dick.
It hurt like one, I guess, huh? Because he was
Knocked out.
going through
Knocked
it.
out.
I
Knocked
can't.
out. That silicone must have been heavy. Um, so yeah, I love the show because, and slight spoiler for those who haven't watched the show yet, you should, but I love a crime mystery.
Hmm.
And the fact that we have strippers and a crime mystery, this kind of show could go bad very easily,
It can go
right?
Beauty and Black bad, or it can
And
go.
I was just gonna say that. Now, Beauty and Black, a wild show. in ways that maybe it shouldn't be wild, but entertaining. This show actually, there is so far good like plot progression. You're getting bits and pieces of the plot. You know who the villains are, you know who the heroes are. So now we're in this stage where we're trying to figure out where is this going to go. Also,
Hmm.
Yu's side story, I mean not his side story, but his background.
It's so
Um,
sad.
it's so sad. He's pretty much like a de facto dad, even though his son is actually his nephew because his sister ran away with her man, and we don't even know if it's that man's kid or some other man's kid. His mom is a deadbeat mom who all she does is gamble.
And is
Um,
leaving the debt to him. Like this boy
yes,
was in school and now he has to pay back $800,000 in debt to his for his mother
right.
while also
Who was
taking
using
care
it
of
to
his
gamble.
like
Yeah,
1 year old nephew. Like this is so
yeah,
sad.
very sad. So
He
he's
gotta sell his
doing,
body.
yeah, so he stripping and kind of hoeing in order to make ends meet. And again, circumstances get people to do things that maybe not everyone wants to do. Now, I will say there are people who love to hoe, and they love to hoe and make money, and that bread is breading for
Hmm.
people who do it. So if you love to do it, you love to do it. But in
But you
his
gotta do it by
case,
choice, you know, not
right,
not
by
by
choice.
not
In
yeah.
his case, it was by circumstance. He didn't feel as if he had any other choice. And we do, and I know in episode 2, they get back into how he started working at this strip club, this host bar, excuse me, stripping and hosting. Um, so anyway, overall it's pretty good. And Crit is a police officer that's played by Up.
He's real
Um,
stiff.
and he's real stiff. And he's also, funny enough, he's in a job that he technically doesn't want to do, but he
He's a
doesn't
nepo
feel as if he
baby.
has a choice. Yeah, because his dad was also in it and said you had to do it. And here we are. But overall, I'm really liking the way this show is going. It has I'm really excited to see where this is going to go. I hope not, but I don't believe this show would flop. Like, I'm slightly concerned because remember with Wicked Games, we had high hopes for it,
We
and
did
we had high hopes because um what was the other what was
because
Daryl Offroad's other show that was
Century
really
of
good?
Love
Center of
was
Love
so
was
high.
so good. We're like, okay, Wicked Game has to be equally as good, if not better. And then
Hmm.
it was a lot worse.
And with
A
this
lot
one, my
worse.
stand-in was so at
So
least for us, we were
good.
like, yo, this was almost show of the year for us.
Yeah, it was so good. So we're like, this show, we're really hoping it's the same level as good, if not better, right?
It started off really
It's
camp
starting
at
off
some
it started off a little camp, but then as the show progresses, it's getting better. And I really do not want to go down the road of Wicked Game. I really don't. Or
of wickedly wasting my time.
yeah,
I'm sorry, Dow
of
Offroad. That was
yeah,
wickedly rude.
yeah. Yeah, it was whack game. That's what it was.
There was no
Whack
game.
game. Yeah. Lack a game. So anyway, are you excited to finish episode 2 and watch episode 3?
I'm excited to see more of Poom because Poom is so cute in the show. Like he is
He
already so
is.
down bad for Up's character. Like that
Yes, for
first
Crit.
episode when he was like
Hmm.
holding the jacket and was like in his bed. I was like, you were
Yeah,
what
he
is
was
wrong with
like,
you?
he almost creamed his sheets
You
just
really
holding that
did.
jacket. And I'm like,
I was
damn,
like, girl,
how you
don't
down this
sneeze.
bad?
Don't
Yeah,
sneeze.
don't. I'm like, goodness, I was like, goodness, your sphincter is wide open just
He,
for, like, come on. Like, what are you
uh-huh.
doing?
He was having
Like,
flashbacks to another life where he was getting pounded.
oh
Oh
my
my
gosh, and it's pounding and sneezing. Child. Okay. So before we head out and you sneeze out, uh we do have there was a little comment based on a little clip we put on from our show last week. By the way, we're getting a big response with that, and it's only been up for a few days on TikTok. which is pretty nice. But I think
Thank
a lot of
you.
people are resonating with the BL industrial complex and
Mm-hmm.
the way it's been acting, the capitalism of it all, right? Um, so one person, this is on TikTok, this is LOL's for LOZ8. Hi. Uh, the worst thing that they are already more than halfway in airing the series that they decide to geo-block it on YouTube with no prior notice, not even
Ooh.
telling you which streaming platform you can watch in your region. This person is talking about GMMTV, how they would put stuff up on YouTube, like, and then the season will be like only a few episodes in, and then they'll geo block it, and you can see there's more episodes, but you can't see it in your own country unless you
I
use.
think they did that with Girls Rules for a minute.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's just mean by that point. Like, if you know what? I come from the theory of if you're going to show your ass, you need to show your whole ass. GMMTV, if you're going to go ahead and put something on YouTube, put up the whole series. If you're
You're
not
gonna
going to
put
put
two
up the whole
episodes of a
series,
teaser up on YouTube and then
yeah.
have no way for the rest of the world to get this, like, are you offering your own VPN service? Like, what, how are we
Well, what are
supposed to
you
see
doing?
this?
Yeah, now you're just being mean. You're just being mean to us
You
because
being a
now you're
big
like,
tease.
right, being a
You being
big
a big
tease.
poom.
Right. If you're gonna show your ass, show your whole ass. Okay. Not just give us a little peek. That's
A little peep show.
just disrespectful. Disrespectful. But you know what? I'm not gonna disrespect anybody because we gotta go. That is it for this episode of Ride Can Top My Knee. Get on top of liking and subscribing to us, maybe on your knees, especially if you're a BBB.
And I hope the ride in your life strips down your knee and pop, pop, pop.
Okay. Yeah,
All
we
right,
gotta go.
bye.
Yeah, we gotta go. Bye bye.